Australian captain and his man of the match. And one little thought. England making one change from their side at Edgbaston. They brought in Neil Foster, who was due for a go. He hasn't played in the previous two. On the toss for the second time in this series and decided, hoping no doubt for a little freshness in the wicket early on, to put Australia into bat. Norman Cowans bowled the first over. The Australian score is 1 for no wicket. And here he is, Cowans bowling to Hilditch.
That's a good start for Andrew Hilditch.
Nice, confident off-the-mark shot by Andrew Hilditch. In the air, but safe, and it got to the boundary very quickly.
That was a quick delivery from Neil Foster.
Well, the great merit is that the ball is pitched well up to the batsman, and Neil Foster can bowl the ball that swings. Andrew Hilditch wasn't aware of that, aiming in the end across the line and straight in front.
Andrew Hilditch got off the mark. But that may have been an omen. We don't often see that variety of duck at Lord's. Very ominous that they should be settling.
Kerry Packer can arrange these things, can't he, Richie?
Not quite sure what variety of duck they are, actually.
Fine shot this, and the bat made a lovely sound, cracking sound. Full face, extra cover.
It's a magnificent driver, Greg Ritchie. He's already played one stroke through extra cover. That runs square of the wicket on the offside. Ball swinging away, a glorious shot.
Yes, classic shot.
Really middle that. Really just get the hand to it, low down, around about the ankles.
Yes, I think a disappointment to Peter Willey here, because it was an orthodox catch. Ideal height, really, just below the knee, and he was positioned well enough. It was a catch. I guess he thought he was going to take all the way long, till suddenly out she popped.
Made contact with that firmly the first time for a long time. Struck away neatly off the middle of the bat for 2 runs. Just helped that on its way quite nicely. Repeats the shot. Struck firmly. And a bit more position this time. So that strain onto that leg stump has been punished now. 6 off 2 balls. This, in fact, is both of them coming on now at the far end as anticipated to say 3 overs up for Norman Cowans later on. Both of them now to Ritchie. Felt for that and beautifully taken. So 100th wicket in this competition for both of them. Ritchie beautifully caught low down there at slip by Graham Gooch. Excellent catch low down to his left. Not a very convincing shot from the Australian number 3. A little feel at it. And the Australian captain, and who's been in such sparkling form ever since he arrived in this country. Bound to get a very good hand from full house here at Lord's. In fact, already many people stand in to acclaim his performances to date.
Ian Botham. See the fingers going across the top of the ball, the bat well away from Ritchie's body, and a super instinctive catch from Gooch.
Allott again, border to face. He doesn't hang about, Mr. Border. Definitely made up his mind he's not going to be bogged down, despite the fact he's only been out there a few minutes. The wicket crushed that past Paul Allott for 4.
Alan Border exuding confidence at every stroke.
Wood has employed that stroke 3 times today. Twice against Allott in his first over, and now once against Botham. Though, Bob, I have a feeling that might have been picked up off about middle and leg.
Yes, Ritchie, Graham Wood, very quick indeed to pick up anything on or around leg stump.
Well, that's a mistake from Paul Allott. He's not quick enough to bowl as short as that. May have been the footmarks, which just give a little bit of a jig to as he goes past.
Yes, a rare error by Paul Allott. His line's been pretty tight since his first couple of deliveries, but that one was way too short.
Shot. Well, Botham has kept it down at his end. 6 overs for 13. Hasn't quite happened at the other. It's a beautiful stroke for another 4-14 from this over so far. Expensive for Allott and for England as well. All of those runs going to Border, who before that over had faced 22 balls for 7. He's now faced 26 for 21. $100 up for Australia after they were put in this morning by David Gower. Wood has made 43. Man on the right, Greg Matthews, knows all about rock, but he doesn't know too much about camera positions. There's certainly a chance for a couple there. Norman Cowens is the fielder. That's a good over for Graham Wood. Wood, a half-century in 92 balls faced, 4 boundaries. This is 1250 in limited overs international, and he's also hit 2 centuries.
Allott now to Border. It's a beautiful stroke. Over pitch, wide, swinging half volley, crash through extra cover. Might have saved the boundary, but they've run 4. Long, long way up there, to the furthest part of the ground where this wicket is placed today. And Wood now with 64 to his name. Oh, tremendous effort. Wales might just as stuck. I think it went in and dropped out as he hit the deck. Looking to pop that away. Well, I've been on. Marvellous effort. Got it in the left hand and out she popped. And he's gone this time. Some justice for England. Had a few near misses there, but Gooch finally gets one past Alan Border. Well, that's the first time they've seen the back of Alan Border for under 50 during the course of this tour. Great relief for England out there to see the back of him. It's some quite remarkable strokes here once again. And his innings has been a sheer delight. So it's 143 now for 3 in the 38th over. Got that away nicely. Whipped away very fine. Did well to find gaps on the leg side field. Wood's gone on now to 75. Isn't far away from David Gower. Beats him and goes for 4. Past the square leg umpire.
Graeme Wood has gone for this rather pull drive quite often. Very difficult to say where it's going to go.
There's a good effort from Norman Counts. He's a little bit wrong-footed as he came to within reach of the ball. He couldn't get down for it and eventually kicked it over the line. It's a good shot. Very fine timer of the ball. Robinson. There wouldn't have been much excuse for Graeme Wood if he'd had a problem there, because he just ambled at the start of the second run, assuming the throw was going to come through to Doughton. Robinson very cleverly whipped it back to the bowler's end. .92 for 3. Aspendale, Victoria. Well, that's testing my geographical knowledge. It's a fine shot. The theory seems to be that they can pick up Graeme Wood on that shot, and they may well be right. He's got out a few times, I suppose, in first-class cricket. Caught on that sweep swing shot. But he also has picked up a lot of runs. And if you persist in bowling there, then I suggest that he's going to pick up a lot more. I'm not quite sure what the planning is there from Ian Botham. I'd be more inclined to regard that as bad bowling. The last couple of deliveries that were smashed away past square leg by Wood. They're very good shots, but having said that, I don't think the bowling planning was all that Gower would have wanted. But he and Botham seem to have moved away from one another out there for the moment. Botham to mid-wicket and Gower to extra cover. That's a good shot from David Boone. Little short arm jab. He jabbed it away past the man in the 6th row.
The full weight of those forearms going into that shot. Magnificent strike over the boundary.
.99 to Graham Wood. That's a very important innings for Australia, not just for this match, but for the Test series coming up. It'll give Graham Wood a ton of confidence. He made his 100 in 154 balls, 10 fours, and it's his 3rd century in limited overs internationals. His 15th 100, the 15th 100 for Australia in these one-day games.
It's in the air. Gower's there. And to everybody's relief, he's hung on to it. Nobody more so than David Gower. The end of a jolly good innings there from David Boone. 45 he made in great style, hurried it along, and a really valuable contribution to his side. 4th wicket goes down at 2:28 in the 53rd over. Into Phillips. It's a good controlled shot. Beautifully timed, picked his gap, and it's 4 runs. So 1 over to go, 2:45 for 4. Beautifully struck. 6 runs.
Almost effortless from Graham Wood. Fine timing and sailing into the crowd in front of the tavern.
So 2:52, the best score made by any side in this competition so far. Some trouble here. Easy run out. A grin there from Wayne Phillips. Graham Wood keeping up his reputation of liking to run people out fairly regularly.
Yeah, he looked to be caught in 7 minds there. He inadvertently stopped the ball with his bat and gave Wayne Phillips absolutely no chance.
So the last ball. Wood will be looking to try and drop another one into the crowd. That is gone. I think it was a question of a stump in there, not a clean bowl. Looks a little angry to get out for the last ball, but you'd have thought he was jolly pleased with his performance. Downton drops the ball, takes a second attempt before he can stump him. Never really got his bat back. So full marks to Graeme Wood. It's out off the very last ball. 114 out of a total of 254 for 5.
And we all thought at the time that Graeme Wood was out stumped, but it later transpired between the innings that the umpire had said he was not out. And we'll look at that incident again. See Downton not making it at the first attempt, but getting a second bite at the cherry, and obviously umpire Barry Mayer decided that to give the batsman the benefit of the doubt. So here's the final evidence. Graeme Wood not out 114, coming through some rather difficult times this morning, very strong on the leg side, on his leg stump, and another batsman in form for sterner times ahead. Alan Border, his first score under 50 on this tour, but what a tour he's having. David Boone, strong-armed, short-armed power. The England bowling, we were surprised that Norman Cowans didn't get a chance to finish his stint. Foster, pretty expensive today. Ian Botham, nice and tidy, and Paul Allett looked as if he might have been shielding a little strain. Right, Gooch and Robinson began the reply, England needing to score at 4.6 and over for their first win in this Texaco Trophy series. And it has to be said that in the first 2 or 3 overs, they had a dicey moment or two to overcome. I'm going to join it now in the 4th over. The score is 11 for no wicket, and it's McDermott, this new young fast bowler, bowling to Gooch, who's still to get off the mark.
Short, he's hooked that away in positive style. Beautiful shot for 6. Got off the mark in the last test match with a resounding boundary for 4. That's even improved on it this time. Great shot, Tony.
Well, it was so easy, so instinctive. It was almost by pre-arrangement with the bowler. If you drop it short, I'll go on the back foot and I'll just flip it into the mound stand. High-class shot.
It's the middle of that 3.5 pound bat. Usually go a long way. Just lent into that with a glorious straight drive. That'll be 4 runs. Useful over this for Graeme Gooch.
Must be very close. Beaten for pace. I don't know that it moved very much, but there's not much doubt that that was through Tim Robinson before he had time to get his bat down.
Yes, McDermott got everything right, and the ball beat Robinson for pace. You see the bat coming rather across it as well, not quite lining it up. I do think David Gower is right in saying that he must bat number 3, or else way out of the way down the bottom. He's a touch player, and it's quite a difficult business to go in with a handful of overs left at the end of a limited over innings.
Shot. Latched onto that very quickly indeed.
Yes, it's one of the rare sights of this summer, David Gower playing the hook shot, but it's lost none of its charm, except of course for the bowler.
Still to come, Alan Lamb, Ian Botham, Mike Gatting, Peter Willey. Good strong batting lineup all the way down. Downton is the most competent batsman. Foster, Allett, Cowans. Here's Lawson. No ball and 4.
Gooch always in a mind and a position to hit the ball in an attacking way, and that was the classical extra cover drive.
Successive boundaries off Jeff Lawson. And this so far is Graeme Gooch at his very best, bang in form, right from the start of the summer after he was brought back. It's no wonder the England selectors have breathed a sigh of relief that at last they're going to be permitted to choose their own teams rather than have other countries choose them for them. Good try, that'll race away down the hill. No chance of cutting that off. And two very good shots for the Gower for boundary so far. One off Lawson, picked off his hip and swung away, and then that one smashed away through extra cover.
Yes, it's all a business of targets for David Gower, trying to get some form back, and that brings up double figures. May not seem very many, 10, but when you're struggling to hit the ball at all, 10 runs in a big match has its own meaning. Next target 20, 53 for 1.
Short again, that's hooked away. Is it going to clear? Yes, it's over the ropes. 6 runs. That's really just the bit of luck that David Gower needs. Just sufficient power there to beat the field and go for 6.
David Gower really just helping that one on its way. Greg Ritchie backpedaling all the time. Gets his hands to the ball, but it's over his head, and 6 runs.
Simon O'Donnell. Not bothering to run, Graeme Gooch. That must have been beautifully timed. Just seemed to flick it away. Knew from the moment it left the bat it was 4 runs.
Yes, that heavy bat, Jim, coming into good effect again. See the England lads out on the balcony. John Embury sitting between Peter Willey and Mike Gatting. I'm sure we'll be seeing him back in England colours before the end of the season.
That's the 100. Single is enough to bring up 3 figures from England. Excellent replies. Australia's 254 total. 129 balls. Took Australia 168 to reach the 3-figure mark. Took Australia 168 to reach the 3-figure mark. Gooch on the 49. That's the one he's looking for. And makes it into 2. So yet again, Graeme Gooch goes past the 50 mark. 57 in the first of these matches. 115 in the second, and he's on his way again. Really has made a vast difference, this England batting lineup. 72 balls, a 6 and 6 fours. He's got it away this time, though. Sweep and a fine leg. Takes David Gower under 46. That could be his 50, indeed it is. And that really is as good a shot as he's played all afternoon. Glorious cover drive, a big smile, a relieved man, and a fine performance. Tremendous sympathy from this big Lord's crowd. Half of them were on the feet, applauding that 50.
Shot. That'll race away down the hill. No chance of Matthews catching that. So if Alan Border is the scourge of English bowlers at the moment, what does that make Graham Gooch? Very fine sweep 4.
Matthews trying to bowl at Midland leg to David Gower. Just loses his line, and Gower follows that round.
The 98 needed to win. It's always nice for the batting side to see that get down below the 3 figures. The shout was catch, but in fact it has raced away down to the right of Q stand. And there's no chance of pulling that up. It gathers speed down the slope. Great shot from Graham Gooch. It must have gone in the air close enough to Matthews for the shout to come.
Yes, Simon O'Donnell and Greg Matthews, they've almost got it right, haven't they? They've bowled very tightly indeed, and they've forced Gooch and Gower to play the ball to the field, or almost to the field, and out of frustration, I think Graham Gooch gave a catch that time. It was in the air. We wouldn't say it was a catch. But then suddenly Simon O'Donnell has to face the fact it went for 4 yet again. Almost getting the act right, but not quite.
Hilditch. Well, nothing is going right for O'Donnell at the moment.
Instinctive stroke. But not quite the middle of the bat. It just dies on Andrew Hilditch as he gets under there. And his hands hit the ground and out bumped the ball.
Might be the clincher for Simon O'Donnell. Might be a case of the blood boiling.
Yes, it's a thick edge from Graham Gooch. He aimed the ball square on the offside. It went fine very quickly.
150 partnership came up in 172 balls faced.
And that'll be 4 more. Quickly into position, helped on his way.
David Gower picked it up very quickly indeed. He spotted it down leg side, and lovely turn of the wrist and the bat on top of the ball, sending it away down to fine leg.
So Lawson from the nursery end. And a chance or two, David Gower.
Yes, he can't complain today. He had his share. That went in the air, and again the ball just dying on the fieldsman.
Beautiful shot, 4 runs. Swayed away, gave himself just that little bit of extra room and hammered it square.
Well, that must have felt really good. Yes, there he is, telling Graeme Gooch all about it. And in his bad form, David Gower has tried to play that shot many times and played and missed or nicked it, but that's perfection.
Little single brings up 200. Makes a stand worth 175. And leaves England now just 55 runs short of victory. That's through. Still an amazing line of power there. Cross through the offside. Gooch goes on to 94. Dermot switched again, this time to the pavilion end. Again, just had that bit of good fortune today as David Gower.
Yes, Jim, ever since David managed to clutch on to that steepler in the deep when England were in the field, fortune has gone his way, and another bit of good luck there. That one's scooped past the keeper.
It's a lead deflection. This could be his 100. Indeed it is. Up goes the bat. It's a joyous moment for David Gower, for his supporters, for English cricket that he's back in form, and particularly for his teammates there on the balcony. Excellent performance, and this certainly is the place to do it. 100 coming off just 111 balls, including a 6 and 14 fours. That's the 7th time he's reached 3 figures in a limited over match at international level. Two runs taking Gooch onto 99. That's it, through for the single. Graeme Gooch 100, joining David Gower on the century mark. I think it's probably been the better innings of the two. Really has been in command from the word go. 139 balls, a 60-11 fours. And following on his 50 at Old Trafford, his 100 at Edgbaston. What an impact he's made on his return to international cricket. Lazily turned away there. Single is enough, he says. It's enough to bring up a stand here worth 200. $25 when Robinson went. It's now 225. Well, he's finally fallen. Border takes the catch, moved away, flicked away on the offside, just with sufficient pace to carry to a very deepish gully there. So David Gower goes for 102, caught by Border off the bowling of McDermott. So the end of a fine innings, a match-winning partnership there of 202 shared with Graeme Gooch, and David Gower's share 102. Full house here at Lord's, on their feet. Oh, a tremendous reception to David Gower. Everybody had their fingers crossed from the moment he went out today, hoping desperately that he'd find his form, and he's found it here at Lord's, at the headquarters of cricket.
fielded. He's good cricketer, Jeff Lawson. Great trier. Thompson on the boundary. He's fielded very well today, Thompson. Backing up has been good. He's gathered the ball in, thrown fast and accurately. 108 to Graham Gooch. 244 for 2 is the total. Alan Lamb on strike has 5. That's a good shot from Lamb. Gentle little nudge over the top. And Matthews now 9 overs for 45.
Alan Lamb can't win any accolades today, but that's a firm-looking stroke. The Australian captain, I think, realises that the game is up. He's going to conduct the closing ceremony himself, by the looks of things.
He'd be very hurt if he thought anyone was suggesting this over might be the closing ceremony, Bob. He thinks enough of his bowling to reckon he might bowl a maiden here and get a wicket as well. It's through for 4. .250 up for England. They've done it in grand fashion today. And that looks like it. Gooch is going to come back for a second. And England win the third of these Texaco Trophy matches by 8 wickets with plenty of overs in hand. And what a marvellous fight back by David Gower.
And what a splendid tonic for England after those two defeats at Old Trafford and Edgbaston. A masterful 100 by Gooch, but of course for England, the best news of the day has to be the return to form and confidence of David Gower. The first time that England in a one-day international have had a stand of 200 or more, and the first time that 2 English batsmen have made hundreds in the same innings in a limited overs game. Only 4 instances anywhere in the world of that. And I think the Australian bowlers might do them a favour by dwelling on their figures over long. McDermott won't mind too much, but none of them need to worry too much on this pitch, which was so pleasant in the latter part of the day. After it was all over, Ted Dexter was the adjudicator of the Man of the Match award, and he gave it to David Gower, mentioning not just his 100 today, but also his captaincy and his general part in the English cricket. And then we came to the Man of the Series, judged by a panel composed of Peter May, the chairman of the England selectors, Jeff Dimmock, the Australian assistant manager, Peter Smith, chairman of the Cricket Writers Association. The Man of the Series for Australia, their captain, not a difficult choice, I'm sure, Alan Border, had a very consistent one-day series. He had scores of 59, 85 not out, and today 44. And the Man of the Series for England, he missed the Man of the Match award narrowly, I fancy, at Edgbaston, had to be Graham Gooch. What a thunderous return to the English camp. 57, 100 at Edgbaston, and another 100. At Lord's, Benson Hedges final at Lord's, 2 seasons.